Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Artful Adventures. I'm Kristie, and I do paper crafting of all varieties. And so today we are in an event with the Sacred Treasure House group, and we are talking about ways to decorate our holiday tables. So if you are not seeing the little red live button up there above, then you are probably watching a replay. And I'm streaming both on Facebook and YouTube. So if you see some comments and I am replying, that would be, and you don't know, where in the world I'm replying to, that would be why. So welcome today, and I'm excited to go ahead and start. Oh, wait, no, I can't start yet. Let me fix my comments real quickly. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. What kind of weather are you guys having lately? It is, we had such a hot summer in Texas, and it has cooled down. And so we are getting some really wonderful weather. It certainly feels more like fall, but there's a lot of places that fall is much cooler than what we are here. But I'll take it. I'll take these cooler temperatures, and yeah, I am not sad to be without those hot temperatures anymore. I can tell you that. Let me see here. I'll just get my comments over here. Oh, I didn't. I thought I fixed that. I must have turned my sound on that instead of off. So I bet you've been wondering what in the world a paper crafter would do to have for something for an event where we're doing table decor, right? Well, I've got something for you. We're going to make some little cute paper lanterns today. We're probably only going to get through one. And so if you want to grab a paper and pencil, you'll be able to jot down all of the specifics. You'll probably be ready sooner than I'm going to get it into a format to share it. So be sure and grab a paper. Hi, Beverly and Mary. Welcome, everybody. So yeah, grab a pencil and piece of paper so you can write it all down, and we're gonna get going here. I'm gonna put you down to the desktop so you can see. So I'm gonna use a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I've got this kind of kind of a medium brown color. You could do it any color you want, whatever you want to decorate your table with, whatever kind of color scheme. Pick something that's going to be great. Even a black one. A black one would look super great, but I know that you wouldn't be able to really see any of the score marks very well. So that's why I picked something that is a little bit Mary says that she would have guessed maybe some place cards, but she never thought about a lantern. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, right? Yeah, I came up with that and I thought, oh, that would be fun. And I tried to make it easy. So I saw something similar, but different. So I spent some time this morning putting this together. If you guys ever wonder what kinds of things when I am figuring out something, this is this is how this can look. There's my measurements, and it's like I hate to put them on something too permanent because they might have been all wrong and I'll need to redo it. So that is what it is. Hello, Denise. Lisa. Okay, so hi, Estella. So yeah, I've got it all down. So grab your paper and pencil. And so today we're going to use some vellum. I only need one sheet of this, but I try to have something in case I really make a big boo-boo. And actually I forgot, and I only have one piece of my cardstock right here. I might have to do, if I really mess that up, I might have to make a quick escape to the other side of the room to get something. So, oh, great, Mary. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that, crazy looking note taking for that. So, hi, Tanya. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this 12 by 12 piece of paper, and we are going to first, well, let me think about this for a second. I'm always telling you to make sure the way that bends, if you've got a lot of folds to make sure that they're going to fold that direction. And so I see this way is the easiest to fold it. If I put it the other way, it kind of has some tension. So I know that my main folds, it would be better if I do them like this. So that means my length of paper, or the height of it, I want going this way. So let's go ahead and flip it this way. And my height I'm going to do is 10.5. And who knows, you know, there's always that moment that I could do this and I'm off. But hey, you know, it's a piece of paper, you guys. All right, so we're just going to set that off to the side. We don't even need that. And then we're going to flip it around here. And so on the main portion, we only need 11.5 inches. We're going to cut just a 1/2 inch off. And otherwise, we're going to use this whole piece of paper. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make our scores. And we are going to... Oh, okay. Phew. I thought I missed my scoring tool, you guys. Okay, so now we are going to score it at, and let me flip this around. And we'll bump it up here. Okay, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And can you see that? Oh, great. See, I told you this was why I was trying to pick a lighter color of paper so you'd be able to see it, right? Okay, so 1/2 inch, 3 3/4, or no, 1/2 inch, 3 1/4. Which, let me tell you, 3 1/4. These are the sections in between are 2 3/4 is what we're going for. And you guys, we could have made this bigger. I could have used like 2 pieces of paper, but I thought it would be fun to make kind of a tall, skinny little lantern and just try to make it out of 1 sheet of paper, right? Okay, so that first one, okay, so we've got 1/2, 3 1/4, 6 inches, and 8 3/4. And then we're going to flip it around the bottom, and the bottom is going to be 2.5. Okay, so that's all the scoring that we need. We are going to need to cut some other stuff, though. I've got some kind of equipment cord trying to escape. Okay, so now we want to do a lot of things while our paper is still flat, okay? And so while it's still flat, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut little windows, 4 little windows into these sections. And so I'm going to go ahead and flip this back over so I can make my cuts. And you guys, if you do not have like some kind of, you know, fabulous paper trimmer or something, if you've got a ruler, you've got a ruler and a pencil and a craft knife, you know, you could do that too. You will need to do something though to be able to, you know, make your score marks, and you can even do that if you've got a surface that's a little bit softer. You know, use your ruler, and then just go ahead and you can, you know, use like a, I don't know. I've seen people use like the back of just a regular table knife. Don't use a part if it's got a little bit of serrating or something. Don't use that. Okay, so now we're going to make our little windows. And in our little windows, we are going to, okay, I got to think about this. Whoops. Oh, this is kind of backwards from what I was thinking I was going to cut. No, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start from this side. So on this side, we are going to do the first one at 1 1/8. Okay, so just hold it in here tight, and then we are going to, that does not seem right on that side. Let me think about that. It's probably because it needs to be on this side. Let me see. We need to turn it and start on the side that has the fold. Let me see if that is right. Yes. Okay. And you know what? Sometimes it depends on your paper trimmer. It might depend on how exactly that is, you know, facing or whatever. So what I'm going to do You know, though, I do not really, I really want to cut into my paper the other direction. Since my score lines are this way, and this is going to be the way I fold it, I really want my blade going through from this side of my paper. So I'm just going to flip it around here, and it's not going to matter. I just need to see. Okay, so my score line was 2.5, right? And I'm going to put this at 1 1/8. And now I want to go down to, oh, I can't really see. I want to go down to 2 or 3.5, okay? And then I want to leave 1 inch down here, so I'll go down to 9.5. Okay. So 3.5. Okay, now I'm going to move this over, and the next one is going to be at 2 5/8. So I just want to make sure my paper is straight in here. Get it all lined up. And so again, we're going to start at our 3.5, go down to our 9.5, and we're just going to work our way across. So basically what I've done is I have left about 5/8 of an inch here. And the reason that I left 5/8 of an inch is because this tab is going to be turned in and glued. And so it needs to be just a little bit more than 1/2 inch to make sure that we cover up that tab. So we're leaving our 5/8 inches on the sides. I'm only going to do these lines here, and then I'm going to come back with a craft knife and a ruler, and I'm just going to go across the other way. Okay, so now this next one is 3 7/8, and so I've just done all of the figuring here so that to try and make it easy for you guys. So 3.5 here. So still I'm leaving 1 inch from my fold line at the base and 1 inch from the top. Okay, so the next one is at 5 3/8. I hope this isn't super confusing. We'll get going here. Let's go ahead. And then the next one will be at 6 5/8. Oh, wait. Did I do that right? Yes. So 6 5/8. And, you know, just always kind of, you know, use your eyes and make sure it looks like that's working out for you. And so, what was that one? 6 5/8. And then the next one is 8 1/8. See, I've already figured out all the crazy measurements, you guys. And then just our same sections here. The next one is at 9 3/8. This was all the hard stuff, you guys, trying to figure this out. The rest of this isn't even that hard. And then the last one will be 10 7/8. And I'll go back through here. Okay, so there we've got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you these measurements for where we cut the slices off again, okay? So it's at 1 1/8, 2 5/8, 3 7/8, 5 3/8, 6 5/8, 8 1/8, 9 3/8, and 10 7/8. So there you go. Oh my goodness. Hi, Denise. Phew. Thanks, Jeannie. Okay, so now we've got that part done. And I'm going to move this out of the way. I think that's all I need it for, actually. Oh, no. I need to cut my vellum strips. But let's work on this for a minute. So I want to make our little windows because we're going to put vellum in these windows, okay? So I'm just going to take my knife my knife and cut across here. I'm just going to line these up, and these, you know, since they were each on a different panel, if they weren't exact, you know, I can live with that. This one looks like it's a little bit, you guys, you won't see me use a craft knife very often because I'm dangerous to myself with them. Does anybody else feel that way? Hi, Melanie. I think I said hi, Jeannie. You guys, are you dangerous with a craft knife? Tell me if you are, and tell me why you think so. I'll tell you why I think so, is because I actually have just cut myself trying to use them. Just in the course of that. Okay, so Martha says she has vellum too, but she doesn't know how to use it. Glue, tape, inks. You can use, if you're going to use ink on it, something like StazOn is a good ink to use because regular ink is not going to stick on it. So that's a great question. It just doesn't stick like regular paper. It kind of has a coating on it and it's heavier, and so StazOn. I don't even think that you can use pigment ink. I know you can't use dye-based ink. I don't think you can use pigment ink, but I know StazOn is a solvent-based ink, and you can use that. And StazOn comes in a variety of colors too, so I mean that could work. And then glue or tape, you can use glue or tape on it, either one. The thing about it is with vellum, it has to be your whatever you've used for adhesive needs to be somewhat kind of hidden away because you know, because vellum has that translucent quality to where you're going to use, you know, if you're using it on top of something, you know. So one of the ways to get around with using vellum in different areas is to cover it with like an embellishment cluster or even any embellishment. So basically what I'm telling you is you have to be careful with where you put the glue. Make sure you can cover it up. Make sure it's not in the focus of, you know, what you're using, and then you can't cover up your glue or your little, and I would just use like a tiny drop of glue or something, right? So I hope that was helpful. Okay, so now then we've got our windows done. So on the bottom, we're gonna go ahead and you can see I'm doing all of this while it's still flat, right? So, and I gotta think about this for a second because I want to leave one of these square, and I think it's this one. This is the one I want to, I think. We'll see. We'll see if I figure that out right. I'm gonna just trim, I'm gonna trim to the inside of the score line and just up here to this next score, right? And I want this second one. Okay, so here's our flap is on this side. And then, oh, I think I've done this goofy. It'll work. It's kind of backwards from the one I already did. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Whichever side your glue flap is on, you want to do like the second one over. Or not the glue flap. Well, either way, this edge that's the straight one, either way, you just want to make sure that you've got that one straight, okay? And I could probably trim a tiny hair of this off. Make sure you're doing on the end, make sure you're cutting away that score line, okay? Because this, we're going to use this for the very bottom of our little lantern, okay? So now for the other ones, we're going to angle cut. We're just going to take a triangle slice out of here up to the score mark. Same thing over here. And then I'm going to cut these both here like this too. And it just gives it a little bit, you know, easier way to close things when you do this. And let's do this one here. Oh my goodness. Get a hold of that thing. Okay. Ah! Oh, I can't believe I can believe it. Which is a good reminder. You guys don't, when you've got something, don't tend to pull on it, because that's exactly what can happen. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here and tap that back down. Did you know you could do paper surgery? Or first aid, paper first aid. Oh my goodness. Okay, so tap that in. All right, so continuing on. Now over here, this lower edge, we're going to give it a little bit of an angle cut. Well, we could even do more than that. And we're going to cut this part. We're do a little angle cut here. It'll just cut a little bulk out of that corner. On this edge, we're going to do a little angle cut here. Like that. Okay. Okay, now we need this one to be the full thing. I'm going to take 2 of these and I'm just going to cut them a little bit and just reduce a little bit of that bulk. So no big rhyme or reason here. Okay. Because we just don't need all of that. It's going to stand up fine. All right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's cut our vellum, because that'll be the easiest way to get it inside right now. So we're going to take that, and our vellum pieces, I'm going to cut at 2.5 and 7.5. So if we're doing it 7.5, let's go ahead and cut this so it's the right size that way. And then I want them 2.5 inches. And we're just going to glue these inside because they're going to be hidden. So even though it's vellum, I've planned it to where the glue parts are going to be hidden. And you guys, you could use these little lanterns, you know, just at your regular holiday table, and then, you know, put whatever kinds of flower or leaves or what other kinds of things that you want to decorate. Hey, Kathy, how are you? It's always good to see everybody, you guys. What are you sitting around doing today? I know you're watching Crafters. Do you have a yummy beverage? What happened to my other piece? Oh, there it is. I'm like, how could I have 4 pieces, how could I lose 1? Sounds like my great-grandson is here, like having me do math questions for him. He says the other day, he's a little smarty pants, I tell you. He's only in 1st grade. He could read before he ever started kindergarten, so, you know, they're constantly trying to figure out what to do with him at school, and so he's kind of funny. He's a cutie. I tell you, you know, you always like to think your kids are smart, but oh my goodness, when they are, it truly is amazing to watch children. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead, put this in here. And I made these plenty big, but you want to make sure that as you put them down, and see, this is what I was saying, Martha. Like, you can see where we've put the glue, right? And even if we'd used glue dots or whatever, you can, you know, you'd still be able to see it. But we've got this on the sides that are, you know, our sections on the sides of our little lantern, and so it's not going to matter. Oh, look, Martha says she's working on the easel card. Good for you. Okay, just make sure that when you get these glued down, that they're in between your, what do you call it? Score lines. Phew, score. I thought of it. Oh my goodness. I need some more coffee. What are you guys up to? What are you drinking? What's your beverage of the day? You know, now that I think of it, I don't even think I had breakfast. I think I gave my dog breakfast. I can't talk today. Kathy says she's been cleaning and doing dishes and laundry. Seems like that is always a never-ending task, right? Hey, Sue. Always never-ending. Okay, so we're just making our little windows here. You guys, I'm starting to worry. I was thinking this was going to take me a really long time. Well, I'm not done. I guess I won't worry yet. We're not done yet. Okay, so we'll just put this in here. Well, again, just make sure you're not where your score lines are. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but they have vellum that is actually decorative. And if you could get your hands on some of that, wouldn't that be gorgeous? And you know, you could, I was playing around a while ago and I've got like a gold paint pen. You could make a design on these windows if you wanted to. There's all kinds of things that you could do. Just, you know, make sure that you're doing it between the sections, or that you would be doing it to where it's going to show through. So like this, just do it in this little section. Okay, you guys, so we've got all that. So this is how it looks at this point, right? And so you can see where we have, you know, cut off, we've angled off our glue tab here, and we've taken some of the bulk out of here. And then, you know, I don't know if this was the right one to leave square or not, but we are about to find out. So now we're just going to go ahead and do all of our folds. And be careful because that, I see my vellum things aren't all the way glued down yet. And you might even want to go ahead and do your initial folding of your score lines along here before you put your vellum on. That might have been a better thing to do. But just make sure that they're nice and crisp, because this is how you're going to get the shape of your box, right? So you want it to be straight and sturdy. Now we'll just fold all of these, give them a little press. I bet you anything, I did not pick the right one to stay my square shape. We'll see. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put our glue along here. And just get, and you could use whatever kind of adhesive. You are going to need to use something, maybe red line tape or something. This one needs to be pretty secure because this is going to be the side of your box and you want that to stay together. Now bring it over here and fold it in half so that you can line it up, okay? Get it all lined up. Make sure that, you know, you don't have a bunch peeking through, because that's what's going to make it look nice. And, you know, having a nice edge, you want to make sure that it looks good on the table, right? Oh my goodness. 3 cups of coffee and some eggs. Yeah, eggs are sounding really good right now, I tell you that. Nope. Let's see. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I kind of, you know, I'm thinking that I want my, well, you know what? If you're putting it at the table, it's going to be, somebody somewhere is going to see that edge, right? I mean, unless you've only got people on one side of a table. You know, so forget that part, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I did not do that right either. I was thinking I was cutting 2 of these. Well, that's crazy. Okay, and that does, you guys, silly me. I really messed this up. What in the world? Well, here's my square. Okay, so here's what the problem is. To make sure that you had a square piece all the way across, this should have been the same size as the panels. So this should have been, instead of like just 2.5 inches, it would have been smarter if I would have cut that at 2 and, what did I say the panels were? 2 and, what are the panels? 2 3/4. So this one, the bottom half, let's see. All of these should have been at 2 3/4 from here to the fold, right? That length of that one should have been that. And so that means that our paper, our whole piece of paper, see, look, I have you get a paper and pencil, cross out where it says that it's 11.5 by 10. Cross that out because it needs to be, the whole piece of paper would need to be 11.5, because it's still 11.5 wide. And then it would be 10, what is that, just another 1/4 of an inch? Is that all we're adding? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so, yep, just 1/4 of an inch. So instead of 10.5, it needs to be 10 3/4. So that would be the piece of paper, the size of the paper, right? Okay, and so now then, you're still going to close it up. And if you did want the back, I didn't pick the right square. So the one to leave square would have been the second one next to where your glue flap is. That's the one to do. That would have been the one to leave straight. And how funny, look, after I was doing these, I don't even know how I ended up doing that to where they, my short tabs are next to each other. I have no idea. I'd have to give that some thought. That's more thinking than I want to do right this second, you guys. But anyway, now you just go ahead, square up your box. And that's the other reason, like if you've got your square one that covers the whole thing, you are going to be able to get it all squared up good, right? It'll help give you some more structure on the bottom. So now we've got our cute little thing, and it's, you can see inside, but I've got a couple of things that I had picked up, and I thought, you still want it to look pretty, and why not give it a little bit more fall looking, yumminess to it. So I've got these. I thought these would be kind of pretty. Or I've got these little wooden ones too. Which ones do you think? And it depends. Are you going to have like a glitz and glam table? Or are you going to have something to where these really soft, pretty colors would, look nice along? I like these. But, you just do whatever you want. And I would probably put some along the top. You could just sprinkle them along here. What do we got here? Got a big acorn. Oh, I thought that was kind of fat feeling. And you could put them up higher than, raise them up taller than the edge. You could do that. Let's do that. Let's just glue some on. So I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to get a big glob on there, and I'm just going to put it over the top. I'm having to put some kind of a good amount on here because this is not flat. Oh, and you guys, I forgot to tell you that Kathy Monty from Happy Crafting Circle. Happy Circle Crafting. You guys, I gotta look at my note. Happy Crafting Circle. Is that right? Yes. Happy Crafting Circle. I was correct. I hate you guys. Sometimes I bet some of you are like that too. It's like if I'm not looking at it, it's not that I don't care, because I do care. I want to get everybody's names right of their pages. I've been doing mine for a long time, and so I can like that's probably the only reason I can get my own right. And then we could run some of them kind of down the sides, or we could just keep doing like our little cluster up here. You could use glue dots with these too, you guys. That would work out good. Glue dots. Here's another little fancy one, and I don't know, I'm having trouble deciding whether I want, I guess the embossed side. I guess the and you guys, you know what these are, right? Who knows what these are? Tell me if you can guess what those are. What are they? Where did I get them? Not the store, but what are they meant for? Who knows? Melanie says they're gonna, yes, you guys, what are you gonna be doing? Melanie says they're gonna use fancy paper plates. I love it. I used to be so against that. I do not really care to eat on paper plates. You guys, those have enough. I don't know if I've got, let me see if I've got glue dots handy. Let me see. No, but I've got something else that would probably stick on there good. Probably dimensionals. If I use some dimensionals, that might help stick some of those on. That's kind of annoying. Let's put a dimensional on here. Then you've got two great things going on. You've got, I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm so sorry. I had to be careful because now I'm using my dangerous craft knife. I got glue on my hand, and my fingers are looking all crusty. I got glue on them. Okay. Oh, yes. I was going to say, I do not really like eating on paper plates, but I tell you what, I actually relented, I think, a year or so ago. I was so exhausted. Who knows what was going on? And I just thought, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna have the paper plates. Nobody wanted, it might have been, we had just got my daughter moved back last year. We didn't really even do Thanksgiving. It was the day after we got back. We were exhausted. And so here we go. Now it's got some glue on it, but just do that. Okay, so Lydia says her mom used to set her table so beautifully. Yes, I love doing a beautiful table. And then what happened, like after and I used to get by with it, but then when we moved to Texas, we would have family come over, and I would have my table set beautifully, and people would start bringing, their drinks. They would have their pop cans or whatever, and then I did all the work, and it was my table, and I, people are at, I'm naughty like that. It's like my table, my rules, and I just go, does that look like it matches the table setting? We've got glasses here. If you want to drink that, pour it in a glass. See, you guys just think I'm nice. No, but I mean, why do I want to go to all that trouble and make it beautiful and then have everybody, sit around their pop cans? So, or big styrofoam glasses from the convenience store. I don't know. I'm mean like that. But, yeah, okay, I think I saw somebody said, say you wash your plate, not eating spaghetti or paper. Yeah, it depends on what you've got, right? And my goodness, if you've got heavy food, at least get a splurge on a heftier paper plate. Right? And it takes a lot of, you're right, Mary. It takes some effort, to make things look pretty. And, you kind of do it. It's like a special day. And if everybody's going to get together and make special food and everything, yeah. They're good dish. Yeah, they use their, yes, Kendra, we all like to use our good dishes for Thanksgiving. But you know what, you guys? If you have good dishes, don't just use them for special holidays. Make your people feel loved and special other times. Don't just use them for that, because taking the space to use for that's a lot of space to have for only a few times a year, right? That's silly. And I tell you what, for those of us who grew up, and if you're in a generation that dishes were important to you and having nice dishes and nice things, you know what? That's not really the case anymore. And it's just not like that. Okay, we got to do the lights, right? So we got a couple of ways that we can do some lights. I've got some fairy lights here. You could either use some fairy lights and put in there, or maybe those little tea light candles. You could stick those in and get a little glow going here. And you guys, it would not take that long to make make 2 or 3 of these and put them down the center of your table. Nestle them in some leaves or something. Okay, there we go. And so then you've got, let me turn off the lights. Where's my lights? Where is my thing for my light? Well, that's crazy. Oh, there it is. Okay, now for the magic. See? Look at that. Look how much light that is coming in out of there. And you could also, alternatively, a different thing is, and I mean, you can see the tiny little lights in here, but another thing that you could do is, and these are just some of those wine bottle ones, you guys. That was what these are. And this one isn't even unwound. And I'm just going to drop that in so it lays down. And you can see, I mean, even that gives quite a bit of light just to do it like that, right? And so just have those, several of them on the table. And you might even, I didn't even think about this, but if you're going to see these along the table, you might even, I should have made a lid. We don't have any heat coming out of here. I should have made a lid and put on the top, and then you can't see down inside. Oh, the things we think of after the fact, right? But you could put little pretties down the side. You wouldn't even have to do anything down the side. Here's my one that I made, my white one, while I was trying to figure it out. I mean, look, it even looks pretty in white, you guys. I think so anyway. Thank you so much for being here, and it's going to be time in just a second to go over and see Kathy over at Happy Crafting Circle. And I hope you guys, if you haven't signed up, I forgot completely to talk about the Christmas party. If you haven't done that, send a note to Tanya and from Timeless Strangers by Tanya, and you can still get in to the holiday party. You're not going to get your craft kit before it's time, but you can always come back because it's going to be a private group, and all of the things will be saved in there, and you can always do your replay, right? So that would be fun to just go ahead and do that. And so I really hope that you have enjoyed this idea for another crafter paper. Another paper crafting idea. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm having a hard time talking. Good thing my time is almost up. I don't know if I could go much longer and hold it together with trying to use real words. But anyway, you guys, it's been really a lot of fun. And I hope that you will try making, oh, let me stuff my fairy lights back in though. It's no fun like that. Stuff them back in here. There we go. So now we've got our little lights. Well, you can't even hardly see the glow right now. But I think that's a lot of fun. And you guys, you can make it in way less time than the 45 minutes that I've had. I promise you. I promise you you can. You guys take care. Let's go over and see Kathy, what she's got up her sleeve for setting the table, and have a wonderful day. And if you don't see me again, which I hope you'll come back, have a wonderful holiday. Whether you're just taking time to be thankful, whether it's, just you, friends, whoever you're with, I hope you enjoy it and take some time to be thankful for all the things that you have. You guys take care. Bye-bye.